Okay.
It
Nice. Looks
has
like somebody's
gone.
already raising their hand. Cool. I
Ooh.
love this. This is so neat. Oh, it went away. Dang. Maybe I made the. Okay. Of course it's Ty.
Okay, Ty. What do you want to say? You can accept the requests. Choco, stop spamming the. I
It's kind of
swear to
confusing. It's
God.
in the top. It's in the top. It's like a green bar that says accept
Yeah.
chat. I missed it for a long time.
Hi,
Oh
Ty.
wait, I didn't want to go to the front of the room. Put me back. I was just like, I didn't want to go to the front of the classroom. Hi everyone.
You're in
No.
the front.
Too late.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to start if we're ready to start. So.
Instant panic. You can start.
Okay. So, welcome to Streamer 101. Today's lesson is branding. I'm Professor Squish, and we're here with Bonbon too, just in case I needed any help. And today we're going to go over the do's and don'ts of branding. So, this is lesson 1, and it's recognizability. So, Bon, do we want to are we just going to kind of get all of the points out there and do like that kind of thing, like try and get the content made and then we can talk about it, or should we kind of just break it up? How have you been editing them?
I haven't been editing them very much, but I would say just do like a point at a time and then go over it to see if they get it. And then after all, just have like a question round just to be sure that everybody got it.
Okay, perfect. All right, nice.
Good,
So
right.
we're just going to kind of bust right in. I know you guys don't have anything in front of you to kind of tell you what we're looking at, but we're going to do the first point that I have, which is your brand. So obviously each one of you, looks like there's 6 of you guys listening, and for the ones that watch later on, whenever you're stepping into this industry, you're stepping into the industry with either yourself or a product, or for most of us it's going to be ourselves and our gaming profiles. But everybody starts with something that they want to market, basically, that will eventually be their brand. And so for most of us, it's going to be ourselves. And so, like, taking me, for example, So Squishy is the name that I chose to go along with my persona. But you could call my persona a brand in a sense. So also, if you guys have any questions or if you want to add anything to, I'm not an expert on any of this. It's just kind of what I've been able to throw together. So if you have any good points to add or any questions, feel free to jump in, raise your hand, and pop into the classroom. That way we can add to it. But yeah, so either your persona, a product, there's all kinds of things that you can call your brand. But right now we're just going to kind of go with your persona because we're all streamers or want to be streamers. So that's basically our stick. And so what you've got to figure out now that you've got your persona, you've got yourself, how are you going to turn it into your brand? And so there are some important things to kind of consider whenever you're building your brand, and that's like your name, what you're interested in. You can even consider your favorite color. Really, whenever it comes to using your persona as your brand, you kind of have to do some deep diving to figure out, what makes you you. And so that brings us to one of our topics here under brand. You have to figure out your interests. So whenever you're stepping out into content creation and you're trying to brand yourself, you have to market yourself to people to get attention. Basically, you want to eventually get enough clout to do something or make enough money to do something. Like, you've got a goal at the end of this. It's personal to everyone, so it's not going to be the same for me versus you, but there's something you're after, and you're going to need the public to do it. So you have to figure out what you're into, basically, and then go after those type of people. So your interests can be anything from gaming, like your favorite game. Obviously mine's going to be Minecraft, but you could use anything, whatever you're going to be streaming. What got me into streaming, to be honest, and I know it's kind of weird, but it was the people that sing on Twitch. I fell in love with this singer that was singing on Twitch. Her name's Colleen Dauncey. Not weirdly fell in love, but she's just really cool, and I like her vibe, and it just inspired me to start building the brand that I have. So it doesn't even have to be gaming. It could be, whatever floats your boat, that is going to get you to your end goal.
Or
So
variety. You know?
yeah, or variety. Yeah, you're right, Vaughn, because like you do the like drawing streams and stuff. So it really just depends on like what makes you you, you know? So taking a second to just kind of maybe like with a notepad, you know, or with 30 minutes of time in your own head, just think about who and what you want to be and what you spend your time doing and what you could see yourself doing and not getting tired of like immediately for the next year or so. You know, just something that you could wake up and do every day that you wouldn't get bored of, you know, just something that's like a core interest of yours. And once you've got those interests, you can start weeding through them, and those interests will actually become what people call niches, which are like pockets
Isn't
of
it
people.
isn't it pronounced niche?
Niche,
Yeah, like a niche.
like niche. Yeah,
I
you could
yeah, okay. Never mind me. Go on.
niches. Anyway, so yeah, so your interests, they eventually will become what we call niches, and these niches are, like I said, like pockets or communities of people on the internet that are dedicated to one particular thing. So say one, like for me, for example, my one of my interests would be Minecraft, and so I am heavily niched in the Minecraft community, which means my content is focused around Minecraft. So whenever you look at anything that I have branded about so squishy, it's going to be using Minecraft colors or using Minecraft fonts, or it says Minecraft, or I'm talking about Minecraft. Minecraft is included in almost every asset, or I say asset, like images. That's what we'll call images and things that you use for your brands assets. So all of the assets, which are like my profile pictures, my banners, stream slides, anything that's got your color palette on it or your logo on it or anything to do with your brand, you can call that your brand assets. But you've got all of those, and they should be tailored towards the niche that you're trying to produce content for. So like you've got your list that you spent 30 minutes of your own free time thinking of all of your interests, and you compiled it down to you really love Minecraft and you really love drawing. So what you're going to do whenever it comes to branding yourself, you have to think of a name, and obviously that's going to be personal to you. But now that you have two of your main interests, Minecraft and drawing, you can now brand your persona to best fit that. So, like, whenever you're picking a font for your name, you could use a scribble style font because it looks like drawing, because drawing is one of your niches, and it all just parallels. You know, so when it comes to branding, a lot of it is just being really matchy.
Yeah, where you
Like,
can be recognized for a specific font. For example, I use my chroma. Isn't used very often, but is recognizable. However, for example, if you use a Minecraft font, then you can, you know, it's also recognizable because it's a brand and it symbolizes Minecraft.
yeah, that's a good point too. Piggybacking, piggybacking off of other people's, like, I don't want to say like I'm like swiping Minecraft's intellectual property whenever I use Minecraft's fonts, because I'm not. Like, those things are in the public domain for you to use, and it's fine as long as the fonts that you use for your brand are in the public domain or you buy the rights to them. You're all good. But going off of what Bonbon was saying, using the recognizability of a Minecraft font, or like of a font that people don't use often, that's going to catch your viewers' attention, is much better for recognizability and for reach than just using a plain old like Arial. Like, I'm not sure if you guys are super familiar with fonts, but Arial is like the font that most stuff is in, or Calibri, or Times New Roman. Like, people know these fonts and they mean paperwork, they mean school things, they mean emails. You know, people don't want to see these fonts whenever they want to start consuming some content that's meant for enjoyment, you know? So try to avoid branding yourself with commonly used fonts or commonly used images or stuff that's not fun. You know, like, you got to kind of, like, if you're going for a brand that's geared towards creating content for people to kind of sit down and enjoy, that's for video games, you know, you don't want to use a really boring font, um, or like Times New Roman, for example, a font that looks like an email. You'd want to at least switch it up to something more bold, or something more techno looking,
Special.
or something more. Yeah, exactly. Something that's not used often. So keeping those things in your brain are good. And whenever you start thinking of stuff in terms of what type of niches you're in, a lot of those questions get answered. So like how Bon brought up that I'd be using the Minecraft fonts. The Minecraft fonts, they're like they match, so it's super easy to just kind of use them and not have to go through and pick a personal font. You can just kind of piggyback off of the recognizability that Minecraft fonts already have, especially within that niche. And you'll see, like, one thing I do recommend as you guys build your brands and get everything put together is pay attention to the people that are around you. Um, Use people that have more subscribers than you as kind of like a what to do right. But I mean, don't take it to heart and don't copy people,
Don't
but
compare
use
yourself
people.
too bad as well, because just because if you use the same font and all that stuff, if you would copy them and you don't succeed, don't blame yourself for it. Or at least, don't take it too hard that if it doesn't work for you, because your type of content might still be different because the way you present it.
True, true,
Just
true, true.
just because you use the same font doesn't mean that, oh, now you must be successful.
Yeah, that's honestly a good point to throw in there. That branding, like you can spend so much time and so much energy on branding, and you can be as good or like have all of the same stuff as all of the top dogs out there. But whenever you're starting a new account, the engagement that you're going to have, even if you have the best branding out there, or even if you have the best team out there, it's just going to be low because you're starting. So it's easy to get kind of lost in the sauce with it and get upset, when you don't see as much growth as the person you've emulated, because the person you're emulating has been doing it now for probably a year or two or a month or two, at least a little bit longer than you have, to where they've been able to build up more of a following and more of engagement patterns than you are right now. So that's awesome point too to add. Fun. Great, great thing. I didn't even think about that.
That's why
Then
I'm
I,
here.
yeah, yeah. That's perfect. Okay, where were we? I guess we can jump into that was 1.1. So that was that was all 1.1. It might seem like a lot. I don't see any questions up yet, so hopefully I haven't been too
Also,
confusing with it.
if you're too shy to, of course, come to the front of the class, according to Ty, we also have like a whiteboard channel where you can put your questions if you don't want to speak.
Ooh, and it looks like there's a notification in whiteboard. Oh, okay, I see. Just that's where I can put the images. Nice. Come
Right?
back to the
I guess
classroom.
I guess everybody got it. At least I hope so. Otherwise,
Okay. We're gonna blast right on to 1.2. So we've done 1.1, we've got 1.2 to cover, and then we're gonna do 1.3, and then the branding lesson will be over. So those of you guys that are listening, you won't have to listen for too much longer. We're gonna drop a few more things, and then we'll do some questions, and then we'll be out of here. We'll probably be able to wrap things up at about 2:30 is what it's looking
speed
like right
run
now.
lessons.
Yes, speed run lessons. Um, so yeah, I had a little block of time to be able to discuss interests. But since everybody seems good, we'll just blast right on through to choosing your brand and treating your brand like a business. Okay, so we were just talking about emulating people that you see that are doing the right things. So you've got a few. You've kind of entered into this community or whatever niches that you've decided are best representative of you, and you've entered into those communities. So what you've got to do now, or what you may have already been doing, is you're following people. You're following accounts that you like, that have caught your attention, that you see doing things that you want to try to do, that have a similar vibe of yours, that you want to be friends with the content creator, something you're starting to build connections with this community. And so keeping in your brain that you want to treat your brand like a business, you need to be looking at those content creators, and I want to say, let's call it faking it till you make it. You need to fake it until you make it for a little while. That way you can learn the tricks of the trade. So take Minecraft content for an example. I just keep going back to that because that's what I do. Um, Whenever I first started going on Instagram, I'll use Instagram as an example. There, like if you went back and you saw the first 20 posts on my Instagram, and you look at the ones that are on my Instagram now, they've all been deleted. None of the original posts that are on my Instagram are on my Instagram anymore because over the course of the time that I've been creating content, I've been learning and looking at different content creators and seeing what type of uh, like conditions they use to post things in. So what type of content gets the most likes and engagements, most comments, what looks good. A lot of what goes into what I post and how I create things is how it looks aesthetically with the other content that I've produced. So that's one thing that goes into mine too. But a lot of it is looking and trying to emulate other creators that I look up to. Because a lot of this is just faking it until you make it. That way you can learn and do and try and get there, because like what we were talking about earlier, even if you have all the same branding and all the same post styles and you're very active with your posts, you're still just starting. I mean, like it's easy to get lost in the fact that these other creators are having so much engagement because you're doing what you need to do. You're watching and you're learning and you're trying to make your content better and be able to get more attention, and it's just not working. But sometimes it just takes time, and depending on what content you're making and where you're at, a good first step to do if you're having engagement issues or if things are just too slow for you is to look at the content in comparison with what other content is going on in your niche. So this is a little off topic to what most of us are probably doing because I know all of you because we do video games. But if you're a fitness content creator, if you're doing stuff for fitness brands, obviously if you're posting a whole bunch of video game content, then people are not going to engage with your posts, So you need to like look within your niche of what's being posted. If it's Minecraft content, that's cool. If it's drawing content, that's awesome. If it's fitness stuff, that's great. You need to post fitness stuff to be able to grow in the fitness community, so and then if what you're posting is like your home workout and your home workout is poorly lit and it's not very good video quality and there's no, I don't know how home workouts would do, but if there's no transitions or anything at all, like it's low production value compared to what other people are producing in the field, then that's another thing too, so keeping an eye on what other people are doing around you in your community is a great way to gauge where you're at and where you could be going with stuff. um so using that, uh you can kind of, I want to say, like measure yourself, and I don't want to get too daunting with it because I don't want to make it seem like, yeah, you should be constantly comparing yourself to other people and you should never feel happy about yourself unless you're doing this and this and this, because that's not the point of what I'm trying to say. Like, please don't forget that you are your own person and you have to do things because you want to do them, or you'll dry up like an oyster on, I don't know. You'll dry up like something. It'll be bad because if you're not making content that you don't like or that doesn't make you feel good, then you're not going to wake up and make more of it. Um, so don't get too thrown into the words of like, make sure you're like everybody else, but always remember that you should be kind of looking to others to see, because other people use their brands like businesses, and you'll see that people make money, people are, you know, able to get monetized and stuff to where they can use these different platforms to build a career. And I think if we're here in the streaming lessons, I think everybody's got it in their heads that they kind of want to turn this into to a career. So it's good to go ahead and start thinking about yourself as as a business. Like consider yourself a storefront for a lot of the decisions that you make. That way, you you're already prepared for it in the future. You can go into stuff running rather than having to figure it out from the beginning. Um, and then, I mean, the next thing other than that is just making sure that you can now do the content that you want to produce. So, you've looked at the people that you want to be like, you're faking it till you make it. Now you just got to figure out a workflow that works for you, So, we'll go back to the fitness example, I guess. So if you want to be a fitness creator and you want to do, workouts on stream and you want to make YouTube videos or whatever, you've got to optimize yourself to be able to produce that content on whatever schedule you make. So while you've been looking at the other content creators, you see that they post about every other day or every day. So it's probably good for you for engagement to post every day or every other day. So if that's the type of schedule that you need to be able to optimize your time to be able to post on that schedule. So if it means that it takes you 2.5 weeks to edit and produce one workout video, then you can't do it as quickly as you would need to be able to meet your post schedule. So you have to optimize your time better. So one good thing to do is to just consider what you have available to you. You know, if you can't edit an entire 10-minute video every day like some people do with entire production teams, then you can do smaller TikToks. You know, like make a 15-second video of you doing a workout and post that versus trying to edit an entire 10-minute video every day, because you will get burnt out. And even if you love everything about what you're doing, if you don't optimize your time well, if you don't think of yourself as a business, then you'll get burnt out. So always try and make choices and stick to schedules that are within your ability to make happen.
Squish.
So it's really easy to oh, I'm sorry, Bon, go ahead.
You're kind of, I don't know, drifting off, because this lesson isn't about recognizability and not about marketing. This is specific about what color you should pick and how to make, I don't know, a logo or whatever.
Okay, yeah, no worries, my fault.
You're going a bit too deep in something that we're just starting.
Okay, no worries. We can go ahead and move on. My fault.
It's okay. It's just you started talking about post size, about analytics, about anything actually. I know it. Ty, I know it can split into marketing, but it has been specifically divided because both of them are very big. You know.
Yes.
And
you're very
otherwise,
right.
we would be here for like 2 hours just trying to explain what an algorithm is when we're supposed to be talking about, I don't know, what color your model should be.
Yeah. Okay.
You were doing
so,
great, Squish. You were like, I was hanging on to what you were saying, but you were just drifting off to marketing, which should be a different lesson.
Heard that. I'll keep that in. Well, we were talking earlier today too about how I need to get the marketing thing done. So I'll put a pin in what I was saying earlier, and we'll put that into the marketing lesson. That way it's more categorized. It'll categorize better. And that actually honestly kind of just brings us to the end of what I had for today. And we can add though to go ahead and do color palettes today, if you want to do that.
Oh no, your 1.3 is fine.
Okay.
The things you sent me at least. Those
Okay.
should fit in between the recognizability for the branding.
Okay. So yeah, so I guess we'll just go on to 1.3, which I mean, there's not a lot of. It's just niche versus variety. So going back to what I was saying earlier, whenever you've picked your interests and you've got like a good post schedule or whatever, we won't really talk much about that, but you like whenever you're picking what you want to do, I've heard, I kind of want to have more of an open discussion about this than less like telling you what works and what doesn't work, because I've heard conflicting stories. Like I've heard that you'll do much better and you'll grow much faster if you just go ahead and niche down and pick content that is more guided towards one or two things specifically and just post within that niche and that be it.
I think
Versus
it's
variety
like
streaming.
it changes.
Yeah.
Because right now, Minecraft has been a really big thing, and if you make it that your niche, it's very popular at the moment. But for whatever, over 5 years, no one plays it anymore. So I would say yes, be variety, but make it a long-term variety. Like right now, I do a lot of VTuber models, art commissions, but sometimes I play Minecraft, or I used to do that, and that was doing fine. However, for me personally, art works better. That's why I made that my niche, but I still have variety within the art community.
Yeah, and I mean, variety seems to be working for you. So it
Yeah.
like, you're right. It's like there. I feel like there's not really like a concrete yes or no to this one. It's more like whatever your niches are and how you're able to web them together. I guess
I
it's
think
kind of
I think the best way to describe it is would be like have a circle in the middle, like the community, and then within smaller circles within there with things you do often. So it's all within the same community, but variety within. And there's sometimes like a single branch outside of the community, just to see what would work. And for example,
yeah,
if the main community goes out of the trend, like the trend stops and stuff, you can go into another branch that you might have made into a different community.
yeah.
So transitions will be better, so your audience keeps engaged and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, and they're able to like what audience you do have is already used to seeing different stuff every
Yeah.
once in a while versus like being shocked. Like if you end up with like 100K followers and you like shock them one day with like something completely different, it's gonna be crazy for them. Versus like if in the beginning you kind of already have it set up to variety, then they'll kind of expect it a little bit.
hmm
Yeah, so I guess in 1.3, like for 1.1 and 1.2, there was like a lot of like steadfast like stuff that you kind of like that you should go ahead and figure out. Like figuring out your interests and figuring out your niches
Yeah.
and figuring out what kind of content you can produce and optimizing it and all that. That's like stuff you have to do. But then in 1.3 we get to niche versus variety, and that's where it comes to be kind of up to you guys. So we're getting kind of close to 2:30. We still have 8 minutes.
Oh, it's okay if it takes a bit longer. Like, take your time.
Okay. I mean, yeah, no, I'm still gonna try and fit it into 30. Like I feel like we can close this out in 8 minutes. Like we still have notable mentions and then questions to get through.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything particular that you've got, Bon.
I don't have anything specifically except if you're gonna go do variety, then keep looking at your audience if they like it actually. Like there are plenty of websites where you can see like the analytics, like I would like simplified. So you would see, I don't know, like some pie chart with this is your engagement if you do this game, this is your engagement if you do this game. So you can figure out your niche even before you've chosen it yourself. So,
Yeah.
for example, I used to do everything. I used to do Minecraft, Paladins, art, I don't know what else I did. But then I was looking at what my audience enjoyed and what I enjoyed, and I ended up with art. And also make sure that your brand is fitted with it, because, for example, if I'm gonna have a Minecraft themed overlay, and then have, I don't know, like a Paladins game, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna play Overwatch with a Disney background.
No,
Like
no, it's not gonna work. I mean, like it seems like especially to small creators though that are like having fun with it. They're like, "Oh, dude, I want to like put what I like, all over the thing." And like it's like you can go, like you can do whatever you want, you can brand towards one game or the other, but like Bon said, it like doing variety stuff, being able to get into doing other things. Like you don't want to brand too hard in one direction if
Yeah.
you want to be able to do other
I would
stuff.
say if
So
you have overlays, make it like neutral when you do like a lot of games very often. For example,
Yeah.
I have just simple pink and black, and that's just my whole overlay.
Yeah, I'm green and yellow, but honestly that's a good point. Like don't brand too hard if you want to do variety. Like
Yeah,
keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
unless you
Yes.
already know that you're gonna go down hard on Minecraft, then go wild, go crazy, go stupid, you know?
Yes. There is like levels to it though. Like Minecraft specifically, I feel like
Be a
I mean,
Minecraft
I
VTuber. Okay, go on.
oh crap. I can't remember oh yes, yes.
Okay.
So specifically like for at least in the Minecraft community, if you brand too hard, like even if you go like all out Minecraft, it can be a little much like
Ty would like to
picking.
speak.
Oh, throw him up.
Oh,
Throw him into the
hi.
front of the class.
Yes.
Hi.
No, I agree. I think it's a really good thing. You said it. I don't know if you were like super serious about it. But I think you were
About what?
when you said be a Minecraft VTuber.
No, I mean
Literally
like actually get a VTuber model, which is a Minecraft avatar, you know, like the avatar model, and then just rig it, you know,
Oh, that would be interesting.
and not like be a
That'd be interesting.
VTuber that plays Minecraft. Like
Well,
have
I
an
think
actual, you know.
that would be interesting. Yeah, like a PNG tuber or a rigged Minecraft skin. I was just thinking in terms of branding. I think that people can, you can do things like that. I mean, that's how I went into the space. I said I'm a Minecrafter, but I'm also a VTuber.
Yeah,
I've
a
seen a lot of
VTuber.
VTubers who aren't good at being a Minecraft YouTuber.
Yeah,
Um,
but that doesn't make a difference, to be honest, because Squishy is also a Minecrafter and a streamer. Like,
But he's not a
you don't
VTuber yet.
say those things the same. VTuber is just a way to use the webcam. It's just an application,
But
and it's
but
not
it's
like a whole.
niche. But it's a niche, and I think I think as a brand you can branch out into that niche.
Yeah, but
Like,
being a
yeah.
VTuber is very broad because you can play Minecraft as a VTuber, but you can also draw art as a VTuber.
Exactly.
So it's
but
too
like-
wide to take that as your whole brand.
Yeah, true. You can't just be like hashtag VTuber and that be it. Like, what are you gonna do? Vlogs on VTube? Like, you gotta
No,
be doing
that's
something.
That's why you combine both. That's why you combine
Yeah.
both. And
I'm a
that's the
VTube
difference.
vlogger, dude. What?
It becomes your identity, and I think the algorithm recognizes that in terms of what I've
I
seen.
mean, there are hashtags. I mean, there's like VTubing obviously has a community, but I think more so of what like we're getting at is like like VTubing plus something, like VTubing plus vlogging or VTubing plus Minecrafting.
And I think that Minecraft plus VTubing is a very interesting combo. When I think like when I came to Shoko and Bon, I was less of a VTuber in terms of like how I felt like I was engaging my activity, and I was more of a Minecraft YouTuber. And now I feel like I'm more of like a good combo of the two.
Yeah, but now it's like how your interaction was, because you're still a VTuber like you were back then. You kind of changed your branding, but you mainly changed your audience interaction and availability to the audience. Like you added a nightbot and have all those things available.
Yeah, I mean those are obviously other lessons to have. Okay, so that was my point. All right.
Okay.
Continue.
Nice. Yeah, so I mean like just more proof in the pudding from Ty that like with all of these niches and interests and all of this stuff we're throwing at you right now. I know it's a lot of terms or whatever. But
Scary.
having like if you're yes. Terms. If you're a VTuber, if you're a streamer, you know, whatever you have chosen for your persona, it's usually good, you know, to do that and add something to it, you know. So like just being VTuber, you know, is not usually going to be catchy enough, you know, and like it's not going to give you enough for your brand style. So like with just take like my skin for example on Minecraft. I mean, I'm not a VTuber. I don't have a player model unfortunately. But like even the clothes on my skin on my Minecraft player have a color scheme, you know. So like whenever you start branding your player model for VTubing, you can use, you know, whatever game that you're playing or whatever you're doing. Like if you're going to be a painter, you can make your VTuber wear a little like overalls with paint on them or something, you know, and look really cute. And like those are decisions that you can make that go with your plus this, you know. It's like you're a VTuber plus painter, you know, and you can make your VTuber model have cute little paint splatters or whatever. Or you could, if you're a painter, you could do like your logo would have a paint splatter behind it or something, you know, just like something that matches.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But yeah, no, that's good. Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to throw in on the end of the lesson?
Go crazy.
I think that's about it that I have.
I don't have anything else to add on as well.
Okay, well, I'm super proud of how that went. I think we tackled a lot of content. I did ramble on about a little while, but I think we did. We got some good information out. I feel good about that. So
Sorry, I have to type like real quick.
oh, we got EFC in the
Yeah, just
streaming class 1. Cool. The gang's all
poor
here.
Shoko. If you have any questions, you can just ask, like, with the terms, or I don't know.
Have we been ignoring Shoko?
No,
or
no,
something?
no. No, it's just
Oh.
struggling with sticky notes and normal notes.
Oh. Sticky note struggles.
Mood. But I guess that's it. I'm gonna end the recording. And if you guys will be up for it, we can all go to lounge.
Yes.